Okay, millennials, buckle up. It's coming to nut cutting time. They're going for the Social Security. They're going for the Social Security. There's been a lot of talk about it lately. There's been a lot of accusations of waste, fraud, and abuse, which is just like the parroting line of the right now. It's just like everything is waste, fraud, and abuse. And they're just that's how they're gonna justify taking it from you. They're gonna say this program is just rife with corruption, abuse, waste, fraud, embezzlement. They're gonna use so many buzzwords to just basically say, yeah, we're ending the program and yoink, and we're taking your Social Security. Many of us, even millennials, have paid into it for 20 years, something like that. But what it's really gonna affect is older people, people that rely on it. So millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of Americans rely on Social Security to stay off the streets, basically. That was kind of the idea behind it. It kept the elderly from living on the streets, which that shouldn't even be that high of an aspiration for a first world country. But no, they're going to take it. So you need to start planning. If you're a millennial, you need to start planning for a future that will not include Social Security, because they're just going to take it. Now, I think there will be a lot of pushback to this, but they're going to take their time. They're testing the waters. They're just floating ideas right now. They're saying, oh yeah, millions and millions of people over the age of 120 are getting Social Security benefits, which is a complete lie. A complete lie. But this is on brand for the right now, and our God King president. This is on brand. I really don't understand how people can be roped in this easily by this con man, but here we are. And they're going to keep hammering that line: waste, fraud, and abuse. It's so disheartening. It's so disheartening that people are going to willingly give up their money because some con man said, well, it's waste, fraud, and abuse. What do you think stealing Social Security benefits from people that work their entire lives for? What do you call that? That's not fraud. I know that's abuse, but his cult seemed to want to go in for this. They don't mind that the richest man on earth is willy-nilly shutting down government programs. They don't seem to mind it. They just think, oh well, Elon knows best. Elon knows best and Trump knows best. So I'm really just making this video kind of as a pre-eulogy for Social Security. We're not going to have it. Anyone below the age of 40, you're just not going to have Social Security when you go to retire. They're either going to do away with it, they're going to say it's insolvent, they're going to say the money's not there. The money is always there. The money is always there. Unless there's a complete collapse, then it won't be. But as long as there's a workforce in the United States, Social Security will remain somewhat solvent. You'll be able to get some of your benefits. I want to say when like in 2033 or something like that, it's only going to pay out 88% of the benefit. But when people say it's insolvent, that doesn't mean that it's bankrupt. That doesn't mean the money is all gone. It needs reform. There needs to be the cap needs to be removed. There's a cap right now. You make millions and millions and millions of dollars, there's a cap to the amount of Social Security tax you're paying into. Just remove that cap and it'll be basically solvent till kingdom come. But they won't do that. They won't do that. So be mindful of your investments, because you're going to need them, millennials. You're going to have to get speculative. You're going to have to get creative. You're going to have to look into alternative ways of having a chance at retirement, which is becoming an idea that is murkier and murkier for people my age. Like, oh, when will we retire? Will we ever retire? Will they first just try to raise the Social Security age, raise the retirement age, or will they just yoink it and privatize it and say, well, this is better now, so we can? That's what they'll probably do. They'll privatize it some weird way so they can gamble with it on Wall Street, like George Carlin said all those years ago. But this is something to be aware of and be on your radar. The fact that they're even mentioning it means that there are already plans in place. The fact that they're even mentioning it in passing, the president mentioning, oh, waste, fraud, and abuse, waste, fraud, and abuse. The fact that they're even mentioning it means they're testing the waters. They have a plan, and no one stopped them yet. And all the shit they've pulled so far, no one has stopped them at all. He's dragging his feet on court orders. Even his appointed judges, Trump's appointed judges, are saying, dude, you can't do any of this shit. You can't do all this. You can't hold on to congressionally approved funds. You can't just, but who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop him? The courts can't stop him. Will the military stop? Nope. He's the commander in chief. They probably won't go against him. He's got a bunch of yes men around him. So if you think that he's not going to go for Social Security and at least do a privatization reform of Social Security, he's not going to try that. You are delusional, my friends. You are delusional. He's going to do it. It's going to come on slowly like it is. They're just mentioning it in passing, and then he's going to do it. So anyway, not to bum you out too much. I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I had to get that off my chest. Like, seriously start considering alternative investments, because if you're banking on that, even that supplemental income, which, many people that have a traditional retirement, Social Security isn't make or break, but for many people between Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid, the three rails, or all three are third rails, these are like lifelines. Like this keeps people alive, so they're important programs. But yeah, just be aware, check your investments, keep investing. I'm not saying the sky's falling quite yet, but it's definitely something you need to be aware of, whereas do not bank on Social Security by the time, we hit our 50s and 60s, and 70s, if they try to pull that shit now they're gonna up the age. We need to get bodies in the streets. Anyway, thanks for watching Millennial Diligence. My name's Tom. We'll see you in the next one.